Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today I want to talk about my comp warm-up, and I do this on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays on what are considered to be my competition days. I had an epiphany one day when I was moving from one event to the next. I had just finished floor and I was sweating, which indicated I was definitely warmed up. However, my first turn on horse was some slop to get my pommel muscles moving. It got me thinking, what other events do I do this on? And quickly realized it was every single one. My next realization was that if this was the case, my body isn't actually at its 100% warmed up potential until I've technically touched all the events and am done with that day. It wasn't until I translated that over to a day of competition did I realize how important those slop turns were. Think about the day of competition. It's always cold in the arena, your first time warm-up starts, and you waste your time with a slop turn. Then your next turn's not as crisp as you want it to be, but you say you'll get there. Well, here's the answer to getting there before your turns really need to count. Touch all 6 and knock out those slop turns, then your body will be 100%, and you can be more mindful of your warm-up turns that really pave your muscle memory pathways. So that was my basic tumbling. I now move on to some handspring stuff, some back handsprings, and some front flips, just to get the back and the ankle and the stomach all warmed up in extreme ranges of motion. So for horse, I like to do Busnari timers. This is a level 3 skill for me, and being able to really practice that turning muscle memory and drop down into the flare is super important. So I do at least 3 a day, make sure they're all successful. If not, I'll cap it out at 5. But it's just a really great way for me to build consistency without having to do everything, but focusing on the main details that make this skill so challenging. Then I'll always follow it up with 10 circles. It's just a great full body workout and really helps get those little muscles in your shoulders warmed up, as well as just getting your blood flowing and your heart racing a little bit as you get into the other events. Now, rings is going to be the shoulder test. You have to get into the most extreme ranges of motion, and if you are not properly warmed up, rings will not go your way. My philosophy is if you can do a Yamawaki on rings, you can do anything in terms of your shoulders on any other given event. Now, vault doesn't really need much, but this is good just to get some good board position, some good practice there, warm up the ankles on that hard punch through the board, and being able to block through your shoulders. It's just a crucial thing that you need to do before you can actually go and attempt a real vault. What's really important for P-bars is getting that chest warmed up. That's something that can be overlooked a lot, but if you go and do a front uprise that really hard and you haven't warmed it up, very easy for you to cause a problem to your sternum. And also getting your shoulders opened and extended as much as possible, because when you want to get that front uprise and push through for a double front half or a front 1 1/4, you're going to want to be able to have as much range there as possible. And then I always love to do some Healy and Makut's timers, just really pave the pathways for muscle memory. And then I like doing that reverse pirouette. It's muscle memory for my peach half. And then some hops, get that block ready for a front 1 1/4 and your double front half dismounts. Now, these aren't necessarily slop, but I think it's also really good to just practice these. These are, skills that I always felt like I needed to constantly build that muscle memory in. So I always do 3 Heelys and 3 Makut's drills, just so I can make sure when it comes time to competition, I already have paved the way for success. And to do that without actually taking time away from my warm-up is very crucial, and doing it on the floor works just as well. Just make sure you got the confidence so when you go up for your routine, you can knock it out. Now for high bar, I love doing these swings. It's just about staying tight, making sure you don't have your knee bends in your taps for your Kasinas or Kovacs or Chinese taps or even Tkachev taps. Just great fundamentals to make sure you stay hollow all the way through the kick. And then also to do these talk half drills, great for your back and compression and really figuring out where you need to push your feet towards the ceiling. Just great mental cues. And then your hamstrings on stalders, very important. And then you're also going to do your one arm swings, and this just gets the lats going to an optimal level before getting into those big swinging taps. which are coming up right now. I love to do my practice taps. It's a way to not be scared and really work on making the technique as good as possible, because when you let go, you want to make sure that you already know your taps are there. I hope you found this informative. It feels good getting this type of stuff off my chest because I find it very beneficial, and these are like those little things that make a big difference once you do get out into the competition floor. So thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, I'll see you later.